What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. And Jay is on location. Jay is not in his normal room. He doesn't even have his green screen. He's just got a bed in the back. Jay's in the great state of Texas. What's up, Jay?
That's it. When I was I had a horrible time getting here, man. It figures of all places, Atlanta had a 4-hour delay. 4-hour delay, man, at the airport. I went from Orlando to Atlanta, ended up waiting 4 hours, then hopping over, coming in late last night. Some friends were already there, picked me up from the airport. Shout out to Risk It and a few others. They picked me out. They brought me some a Texas hamburger. So that was pretty cool. And got to the hotel. And then this morning, they said the internet's going to be out for a little while. But it came back on like they said. And everything is working good. So you know what reminded me, man? When I was driving back or driving to this hotel, it reminded me of the trip when me and you went to Dallas and we were looking for the JFK stuff and how I got totally lost. And we found the JFK memorial, and
You
I
were
was like
4 blocks away.
I was like, "Is this it?" Oh, that must be the window of the library, right? And we're like, "No, man, we're way off."
we were 4 blocks away from that shit, but it's the big ass memorial right here. Is that? I guess that's kind of up there. I guess somebody could do it from there, but that doesn't really look like what we're used to
look like
seeing.
the movie.
Yeah, that doesn't look like the Zapruder film. Did they build a bunch of stuff here? This doesn't make sense.
That's what and then Ryan went to some homeless guy that was selling magazines on the street corner and got himself a map, and we were like, okay, now we know where to go.
He sold me the secret unreleased autopsy photos and reports of all the JFK stuff. And we're like, where the fuck is it? Where did it happen? He's like, oh, right up there. No, you go right up there. You give me $2.50. You go right up there. You find it. We found it.
Yeah, and then there's a giant X in the middle of the road where they're like, please don't stand there. And I'm like, Ryan, I'm going to run out there and take my picture. So, oh, man. Yeah,
they still got the fence there, up there on the grass. You know, we went behind there and kind of looked down. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's still a hell of a shot, you know?
Yep. Library and all that stuff. Yeah, that was cool. Then we made this. Then we drove home in your broken car.
Yeah, we barely got home. Bro, that thing had a rough time. Wait, that was when we went Nashville.
Well, Orlando to Nashville.
I went Nashville, Dallas, back to Florida, right? I think that was my trip because my shit started getting fucked up on the way to going up to Nashville.
Yeah, so it was Orlando, Nashville, Dallas, then New Orleans. Just had to stop at New Orleans at we had this bright idea to stop in New Orleans at midnight. You know,
we didn't do much there. We walked through some creepy
a naked lady laying on the ground.
She was almost naked. She was. I don't know if she was drunk or if she got the shit beat out of her. We don't really know what happened. We did walk through kind of a creepy area of New Orleans, though. It was just very quiet, and they had some freaking palm readers and all that shit. That was my.
That was at 2 a.m, dude. It was weird, man.
That's the only time I've ever been there. Probably the only time I need to go there. The whole place smelled like fucking piss, to be honest with you. The place smelled like piss. And as soon as we got back from that trip, I freaking took my car right into the dealer. I was like, hey, I'm looking to upgrade. What can I get on this for trade-in? Not telling them anything was fucking wrong with it. And they gave me a pretty good deal on the trade-in. So, boom. All right, buy car. That was easy.
And then, what was it? The next day, you picked me up and I spilled coffee all in it.
That's right. It couldn't have been that much. It was weeks later, the next time we had to go on some trip, and I come and get you, and immediately within 30 minutes of being in my car, you spilled Starbucks iced coffee or some shit all over the floor.
Oh, good times, man. It was a different time. It was a different time to be geeks and gamers.
It was the best of times.
Yeah, it was.
It was the worst of times.
You know what else you missed too, Ryan? You missed, and I know you were weeping about this. You missed the final Mario Kart stream, Mario Kart 8. Everybody was asking for you. He brought like the whole crew back except you. You're the only one missing. So
I'm not gonna lie. I was planning on showing up. And then everybody and their fucking mother is there. There's no room in the StreamYard call. There's no room in the fucking game lobby. So I said, fuck it. I started editing videos. I was gonna show up legitimately.
They made an announcement that if you come, like people were just gonna leave. So it was
nobody said anything to me about that, but because I was planning on showing up, and then I see all these chats in the gaming DM group where it's like, hey, we're actually too full. We need a couple people to drop out. And at that point, it's like, well, obviously, there's no room for me.
Oh, well.
Break one more controller for old time's sake.
Yeah. You remember when we started those? It was just you on camera. The rest of
yeah, I fucking remember. But I had like never played this game before in my well, I mean, I played Mario Kart 64, obviously, but I hadn't played since Mario Kart 64. Like, because apparently I was the only one that could fucking figure out how to stream a goddamn game.
Yeah, back
then. This is just me.
Yeah. And then when you left, I hosted for about a month, and then Jerry was like, we've had enough of that. It's too many problems. So, and then here we are. Well, it's an end of an era. It was in fitting fashion, before the game started, I had an update, and it was a 7-hour update.
There's no way it took that long, though.
No. Well, what happened? Someone in the chat said, Jay, you probably have too much, like it's too full, and it's not able to like fully update. So I had to delete a ton of stuff. We deleted like all kinds of stuff, and then about an hour in, it finally updated, and I was able to hop on for the last few matches. But they did a nice tribute to Uche. You know, you and Uche you went back and forth. Rest in peace to Uche. So
Uche, yes, rest in peace to Uche. But dude, he was fucking trash, and he picked the same goddamn map every single time.
I know.
Like, he was fucking awful. He was talking mad shit too when he like started to join us. He's like, man, I'm competitive. I play against the best people in the world. Best people in the world.
And he fucking the best in the world.
And he puts the game in, and he comes in, and he like can't figure out that he's like using the bumpers still, because he had never fucking played. He was just lying. Like, he was just straight up lying. He had never fucking played before. He was dog shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It was pretty rough.
Well, on to better and brighter things.
Graham Robbins with 10 gifted memberships right as the stream started, which was promptly at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, 10 o'clock Central, 8 Pacific.
Did you think I was going to mess up the time change, like not show up? Like,
I was, it was in the back of my mind.
Back of your mind.
It was in the back of my mind, but I had faith. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. That's $50 right there. The Masked Marvel for 5. What celebrities is Jay hanging out with this weekend?
I will be at a table with James Arnold Taylor today, and then I think again tomorrow. But John Cena is supposed to be there, and so we'll see if I can see him. So that'll be interesting. I don't know who else is supposed to be here, honestly. So,
Health Minister of Belgium, is Jeremy missing daily because he's working on a breakdown video of the Glenn Greenwald leaked video for CobraCast? I don't know if he's working on a video, but I can promise you he's probably watching that video a lot, like over and over again.
I've heard things, and I don't want to see it at all. It has something to do with spit on the floor or something. Is that the video in question?
You have to look it up for yourself.
All right, I'm good. I'll just let the internet do its thing.
Long and distinguished for 5. Lemino has a fantastic video about Oswald in the book depository. There you go. Young Stav, hail you figs. I wonder if Az is popping wood for Hunter Zelda. I hope it's not true. For the love of God, make Pedro go away. He's such a fig. Thank you, Young Stav. KW. over on the Rumble side says, just listen to yesterday's stream. My grandpa opened the first ever Baskin Robbins in the state of Arkansas. So I got to know what your favorite flavors are. Try baseball nut if you get the chance. Baseball nut.
Baskin Robbins, I was a fish food guy. I like that fish food ice cream. I thought that was good.
I didn't go to Baskin Robbins a ton, but I can tell you that my favorite.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Ben and Jerry's, man. I'm sorry. Baskin and Robbins was just mint ice cream. Holy crap. And I did not mean to cut Ryan off. I know everybody gives me crap for doing that. I won't do it again the rest of the show.
All right. No need to make that promise. But my favorite kind of ice cream 100% is Moose Tracks. That's my favorite. I don't know if you ever had that, Jay, but you can't go wrong. Vanilla ice cream, swirls of fudge, and little tiny peanut butter cups. A little bit of caramel in there too. Yeah. Moose Tracks. That's my favorite.
I'm mint chocolate chip. I like the mint chocolate chip. I never had Moose Tracks. It's interesting.
Got to do it. There's a fucking moose on there.
Sounds good.
Naggardnall. The Illuminate scum have been defeated. Super Earth is saved. Not saying it's because me, Kata, the plot strikes back, and Siniviri were up all night kicking their ass, but we did our part. I'm doing my part. Thank you, Naggardnall. Good job. Is it too much to ask the Zelda be played by a real woman?
Yes, apparently it is.
Apparently. It shouldn't be. It's not really too much to ask. But we might as well get into that because what the fuck? Let me pull this up. Now, this is just a rumor. Just a rumor.
So was Black Snape.
And it's been floating around for a while, yes. We were surprised, Jay, when in the aftermath of the Super Mario Brothers movie had a ton of success at the box office, people thought, hey, maybe it's going to be the start of like a Nintendo cinematic animated universe, blah, blah, blah. Think of all the things they could do. They went out and they announced a Zelda movie, but not an animated Zelda movie, a live action Zelda movie that's actually set to come out in 2027. Well, people are getting a little worried. The people that may have been excited about that, about the idea of a Zelda movie, whether it's animated, live action, whatever it may be, people are starting to get a little worried because of who's rumored to be playing Zelda. You know, Princess Zelda, female, because it's a man. Don't know why I'm so zoomed in. Trans actor Hunter Schafer, rumored for Princess Zelda. A big rumor hits the net. The trans actor Hunter Schafer is being eyed to play Princess Zelda in Nintendo's upcoming live-action Zelda movie, currently in development. The rumor comes via scooper Daniel RPK, who recently dropped all those leaks for the Marvel Vision series coming to Disney+. We should put out there that Daniel RPK, I think half the stuff that he puts out is just straight up bullshit, and the other half is stuff that's other people have already reported previously. This Hunter Schafer as Zelda thing has been out there in the ether for like a year. Okay, mostly from his big fan base, pronouns and bios people, whatever, because he got asked about it at some red carpet thing. Would you ever want to play Zelda? And he's like, oh, that'd be cool. I kind of look like an elf, and I played that game when I was growing up, so sure, I'd love that. And it's kind of been in the ether and out there ever since that moment, but this is one of the first times we're hearing it reported by somebody that this guy's being eyed. Hunter Schafer is known for HBO's Euphoria, Hunger Games, the Hunger Games prequel, by the way, with Rachel Zegler, and will be starring Amazon's Blade Runner 2099 series. The actor also recently revealed his newly issued U.S. passport lists him as a male, despite identifying and selecting female on the application, attributing the discrepancy to recent federal policy changes under the Trump administration that restrict gender markers on official documents to the sex assigned at birth. And yeah, he had a meltdown sometime last year that his passport says male. And yes, Hunter Schafer identifies as a female, identifies as a woman, but is a man, is a male. Jay, what do you think would happen if this casting comes to fruition? If a man plays Zelda in this live action series?
I think they should go all in. And someone in the chat mentioned it. They should get Elliot Page, for Link. Let's just if you're gonna do this, just just dive right into the deep end and just go full on at it, you know? And I also think that YouTubers such as yourself and others would probably make way more money on this than the actual film, if that is true. I looked up they what he
I believe
they
Hunter
whatever.
Schafer goes by she her pronouns, but is a
All
man.
right. I just went to see what he was in, like uh, Euphoria with Sydney Sweeney,
So
Kinds of
I have
Kindness,
I have seen
The Hunger
Euphoria,
Games.
and I've seen Euphoria, and Hunter Schafer's character in there plays a pretty appropriate role. A a male who is transgender who identifies as a woman. That is their
He plays
role in
himself.
Euphoria. So, you know, those roles are out there. Makes sense to, I suppose, if that's what you're going to tell a story about, then it makes sense to cast that person for the role.
Yeah, Euphoria is definitely for the Sydney Sweeney fans. And then the Hunger Games, which I didn't see, with Rachel Zegler, of course. They probably best friends. And Cuckoo. I never even heard that. So that's it. I didn't even know this person existed. So until these rumors started happening. But the sad thing, I'm telling you, man, ever since the Black Snape thing, it's like it's hard not to look at some of these rumors where people go, "That's nonsense. It'll never happen," and just think in the back of your mind that it. So you're telling me there's a chance, you know? Because I never thought when that rumor came out about Snape, it's just like even though I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, it's just like there's no way, there's no way, like that's not going to happen. They can't be that dumb. And sure enough, here we are. So but I think if they're going to do this, they just need to go all in and just mess up the whole film. You know, why not? Why not?
Starring Elliot Page and Hunter Schafer.
You know what's funny? Like underneath that, some of those main posts on X is a lot of people don't know that this person is a man. And like you could read some of their like, wait, what? That's a man? You know, it's like those type of comments. Like, wait a minute, what? Wait, that's a man. So they didn't even know who this person is. Yeah, put Pedro Pascal in it. Let's just put him in it.
Pedro Pascal as Link. It would be totally fine with kissing a trans person.
I'm sure. We'll make it the gayest Nintendo movie ever.
Yeah, dude, like what are we fucking doing?
I don't know.
Princess Zelda.
I don't know. Maybe they'll get away with it in saying, well, technically it's an elf, so there's not really a gender. I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to think of like how they would spin this to be like, you guys are just upset. Or they might even say, look, we hired the best actor for the role. After
maybe
years
maybe it's gonna be Zendaya, and this is all a ploy for people to be like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't have a man play Zelda. And they're like, oh, actually, it's going to be played by Zendaya. And then people are like, well, at least that's better than a man. Maybe that's the whole goal. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, people are correcting me in the chat. They're like, they're not elves. All right, my bad. I was trying to like figure out how they would spin it. My bad. Sorry about that, chat.
It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get Rachel Zegler. We'll get the he, she. We'll get the Pedro Pascal. Get Elliot Page. That sounds like an all-star lineup to me that will do great things at the box office. Sarcastic, of course. And Zendaya, you know, she could just, I don't know. They're not an elf. I got it. Thank you for
They are not elf.
Yeah, sorry.
Shadow Saiyan for 5. Ryan Versuche was legendary. And then Shadow Saiyan for 5. Please bring up the latest Rage compilation of Mario Kart on G&G and timestamp 9:15. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to do it today. We got some stuff to get to, including, I know you guys love the ad reads. We're going to do it at the very end of the show because we had one that got missed earlier this month. We're going to do it today before the end of June. but maybe we'll see. If you want to see it, I believe you can see the whole thing on Geeks and Gamers Play. I think it's the last video put out on that channel.
Yeah, you're the star, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm sure you knew that.
Can't wait. Jonathan Bordeaux. Fans, we want a Zelda movie. The Monkey's Paw responded, now you have 2 wishes. Or you now have 2 wishes. Thanks, Jonathan. Speaking of streaming from Tobias, I want to thank all 131 viewers I had last night for Hunt Showdown. I've never had that many at once, and I hope it was entertaining. Thanks to the GCA and the 199. You had 131 concurrent people watching, Tobias? That's awesome. You. That's awesome. Over on Rumble, Snacks for a Buck, Princess Zelda Mulvaney already has a Master Sword. Hollywood's accountant. I'd rather Zelda be a black woman than a dude.
Hey, you might get your wish.
Decisions.
Yeah.
It's Zelda, not Zeldong, says Shadow Sand. Nagernal says Hypercharge Unboxed is now out on PS4 and 5. It's basically a small soldiers game. Oh, I saw a lot of the gameplay for that leading up to it. Reviewed the trailer on my channel. Will be playing it live in about an hour if anyone wants to check it out. There you go. Young Sykes. Swear to God, if they do that to Zelda, they better have a gay dude out there saying this is the gayest Zelda ever, just for a good laugh. Baby Maker, hopefully Zelda commits a 41%. I saw Jeremy said there's a 41% chance this casting doesn't happen, which I don't know where he pulled that number from, but AD the Demon Slayer, what's up, guys? Jay, welcome back to Dallas. Anybody meeting up outside of the con this weekend?
I hear rumors that there are people meeting all over the place, but I have nothing to share. All I know is I'll be at the con. I'm at the booth today and tomorrow in the afternoon. And I'm assuming, I know like there's a group getting together for some place at lunch. I have no idea. So, but there's a lot of buzz out there. But I hope to see you there, man. Hope to see you at the con at least.
Ninroku for $1. Morning, guys. Sorry if my chat yesterday made things awkward. Maybe I'm too toxic. I don't even remember what you sent yesterday, Ninroku, but I'm sure it was fine. Ryan, did you say a week ago that you're on an expanded universe stream? Jay, enjoy the Texas barbecue.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's I hope I get just a big glop of brisket today. That's what I want.
Sliced up or just a big hunk of brisket that you
No, I like it sliced, man. I could just dump all the barbecue. It doesn't, honestly, Texas barbecue doesn't really need barbecue sauce. It's freaking good.
I want it though. I like barbecue sauce.
I do too. I get the mustard type sauce. Does that make like I don't know exactly what it's called, but
I know
wherever they take me, it's freaking good.
I know what you mean. And I mean, once a month I'm on a stream called A More Civilized Age. It's on Matt Wilkins' channel. So I'll try to share it on my page next time we do it. Should be coming up beginning of June-ish is the next time we'll do it. Hollywood accountant. Zelda, Link, would you like to see my Master Sword? Longclaw, welcome to 2025. We have Black Snape, Gay Mexican Reed Richards, and Trans Zelda. Modern Hollywood strikes again.
Who knew?
And female Silver Surfer.
Yeah, who knew?
You can't forget female Silver Surfer.
What could be next, huh? What could be next?
I sure haven't, and I don't think anybody else has either. But Jay, it's been rough for Marvel in 2025. We're going to talk more about that specifically a little bit later, about some of these flops and failures like Captain America, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts. But I wanted to talk about what's coming up for Marvel, and that is Fantastic Four. We're less than 2 months away from Fantastic Four at this point in time, which means it's marketing time, Jay. So going out there, doing the photo shoots, doing the big magazine cover spreads for places like Empire Magazine. And that's what we saw yesterday. We saw a big magazine article talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff, interviews, exclusive pictures, stuff like that. So we got new images of the Fantastic Four. Galactus, Silver Surfer, and more Fantastic Four characters shine in new MCU images. Well, we've seen already what the first reaction to female Silver Surfer was, which was, wow, I can't believe they're really doing a female Silver Surfer. Wow, this CGI looks like absolute dog shit. And also, wow, Marvel might be the only company, or Disney might be the only company that can take a basically naked woman and not make her look good.
Yeah.
Those are some of the initial reactions.
Yep.
Well, now we've got more pictures. We'll start with the Fantastic Four. Here they are. Sue Storm, front and center, baby.
Of course.
Look, I actually think Vanessa Kirby is a great casting, like in a vacuum, as a potential Sue Storm. It'll obviously all depend on what happens in the movie itself. But from some of the early rumors that we heard to some of the way that the trailer's been portrayed, a lot of people are very worried that, you know, Reed Richards is going to just be kind of beta Reed Richards on the side, like Pedro Pascal in real life. And it's going to be all about Sue Storm.
I think it is.
I think this cover kind of tells you that too.
I think it is because she's pregnant. It's going to be about protecting her and her child, you know, from the great unknown that's coming there, and they'll do anything in their power to protect the baby. And yeah, I think she is. She's going to be the star of the star of the show. A lot of these though pictures that they come out with just looks like AI slop, man. I'm just saying. It just looks like it looks like they just hired somebody to do AI stuff, Photoshop
Well, certainly
nonsense.
they're doing touch ups, they're doing stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously, everything in the back. But if you want to talk about, you know, kind of bad rendition slop, look no further than the other image that we got,
yeah. Look at that. That's
which was of Galactus. Look, I will say this, everything we've seen of Galactus looks pretty fucking good from his design. Now, I will say the colors are muted, like they do so often these things, not the popping colors that you think about from the comic books. But in terms of the design itself, it looks pretty badass.
yeah.
Can't really say the same thing for Silver Surfer.
No.
And yes, this is not an image. This is not like an image of Silver Surfer taken off the screen. This is some sort of rendition. But holy shit, this looks stupid,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It looks bad. And they need I mean, they need every movie to hit, but like they need this movie to hit hard because they got to recover. If this thing bombs and flops and nobody likes it, it's they might as well just like after this whole doomsday, they might as well just close the book on the MCU for a while and just stop. Because there's no recovery. I mean, that's just because before we had all those years leading up, you know, to the big Thanos fight, you know, we had all those years. This is like we're going from Fantastic Four to Doomsday, correct? There's nothing else in between.
Well,
Like
there
they're
is
jumping.
Spider-Man Brand New Day or whatever it's called. But
Those are
that's
more
not going to
like
be a connected story, and that is a Sony
standalone. Yeah,
production.
yeah,
So, yeah.
okay. Yeah, and so then we have that and it goes right in, and then after that it's Secret Wars. So yeah, they I don't know who's making these decisions, man. Oh, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, well, look,
Yeah,
the
that's
first
awful.
images we got looked fucking awful because these are not artist renditions. This is what they put out in the fucking trailer. Okay. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer looked more impressive visually than this in terms of just straight up CGI, but also the design itself just looks weak. It does. Yes, there is a female Silver Surfer in the comics, about 5 pages of the
Yeah.
comics in an alternate timeline or an alternate reality. As opposed to the decades and decades and decades of stories where people know Norrin Rad as the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things working against Marvel. They desperately need a fucking win with this movie. And if
And then
this thing,
again, like,
bro, go ahead.
yeah, no, you're right. And then, you know, it's going up against Superman. It's going up against Jurassic World, Rebirth, all in the same month. So I don't know. I mean, Superman's got its own set of issues as well. Not hearing too much about like Jurassic World issues, you know? You hear a lot of Superman issues. Like we talked about it the other day. Like they tried to get the goofiness out of that film, and now we have this with Fantastic Four. I don't know.
Well, look, I think the expectations are sadly just lower for a Jurassic Park movie, especially with like the bad movies that we've seen, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion, or whatever those things were. Like those movies were pretty shit and they still made a fuck ton of money. So I don't think they're going to be as concerned about those or the necessity. And obviously the news cycle reporting to reshoots or editing around those aren't as people don't pay as much attention to that type of shit as they do to these comic book movies.
As soon as I said something, Universal Pictures just posted the brand new Jurassic World movie poster, and it looks like trash. What were they thinking with that? You want me to try to pull that up? Can I send it to your DM?
Yeah, just send it to the private chat here.
Holy crap, dude. Let's see how bad I can mess this up. Private chat.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. This thing that we're on every fucking day.
Well, it's like I'm on like the freaking Surface Pro here tablet. So they should not have put Scarlett Johansson like bigger than the dinosaurs. What are they thinking? This should be about dinosaur. They should have just kept Scarlett Johansson in the boat. Like on this. That's I guess you're right. And what is that gun she's holding? It looks like a giant needle. Oh, actually, it is.
It is a giant needle.
There we go.
They're not trying to kill him. They're trying
on
to
this little screen, man. So I'm like leaning in. I don't like the movie poster, but you're right. The expectations are very different. So,
yeah, I don't think a lot of people like them. Yuck! Why? Why?
they just took her out. Yeah, the dinosaurs should be up front and center.
Bro, everybody loves T-Rex, man.
Yeah, man.
Just give him a poster.
That's what I'm saying. Wasn't like the original poster just the T-Rex, right? It was like the side angle of him from the very first film way back in the day.
Well, that's just like the standard like logo, the Jurassic Park logo or whatever. And I do feel like, like the old school one with the T-Rex just like looking this way.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what other possible different posters came out during that time either. So I recently watched I think I told you this. I watched Jurassic Park recently in front of with a live orchestra playing the John Williams music.
Dude.
It was awesome.
So wait a minute, they played the entire film and then they were just doing the music. So like even like so you heard like the actors talking and stuff like that? Like all that? Oh, dude.
They have a massive screen in the back. They've got the orchestra in front. They play the movie and there's no soundtrack in the movie. It's just the normal. You got the sound effects, you have the talking, you have all that, but all of the music is played live by the orchestra right there.
Dude, that is I went and saw the John Williams John Williams thing where he had like the movie, like he would play and then they would have the parts of the movie, like a lot of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Superman, but he would play like the scenes from in the back, but the actors were not talking. It was unbelievable. Everybody should experience that. It's freaking amazing. So I didn't know like they did a whole movie like that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they do a lot of those actually. The Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra does a lot of stuff like that from Harry Potter movies. I saw Batman '89 that way not that long ago. So yeah, it's cool.
Bro, send me the link.
All right, I'll link you
next time.
Next time, yeah. I'll link it, and you can Zelda it, which means trans. Where was I? The Legend of Trans Zelda from Taker. Thank you. Colorado Kid for 2. I love Pedro Pascal. He's like fine wine. I think he's gone sour, to be honest with you, but thank you. Hammerlord for 5. Was watching Geeks and Gamers Mario Kart Rage compilation. I couldn't stop laughing. Ryan's rage fuels my happiness.
Funny how that works, huh?
That's how I survived too. So glad I could be of help. Yeah, dude, I went through so many fucking controls. I remember at one point I had I was playing for a little while on a GameCube controller,
Yeah, the
like the ones they
GameCube
sold
one.
for the Switch. And at one point, I was smashing it so fucking hard, the joystick just popped off. It fucking snapped off and broke. We're in the middle of the game though. I had to keep playing, and I was just playing. I've got an Xbox one here, I suppose, but you know the fucking joystick comes off, so it's just a ball under there. So I'm like jamming down with my thumb and just moving the ball around with no
Yeah.
joystick to have to fucking drive. None of my good moments got shown in that fucking clip, by the way. None of my wins with no joystick were shown there.
I will give Ryan credit. He played his same character, General. He didn't put any special tires on his motorcycle or anything. Just the average, like the ones that come in the box, kind of character.
Yep, standard bike,
Standard.
fucking normal ass wheels. My me, that's it. I never fucking change it up. I'm never like, oh, I have to go look at a YouTube video to see what the best combinations would possibly be. And what like, if you care that much, you are gay. You are a fucking loser if you care that much. I'm gonna do the normal ass shit, no advantages, and I'm still gonna try to beat your ass.
Yep.
Now everybody's gonna have a whole new thing to learn with this dumb Mario Kart world.
I guess so.
Not you though. I felt like you were still learning the first one, so
I'm glad it's over, if you want my honest opinion. I was averaging 1 win every time I played. So I got my win, when I was on. So I was like, and then after that, I just give up. Like I'm just cruising at that point.
Hammerlord, I said that one. Jesus Davila with the gifted membership. Thanks, Jesus. We appreciate it. Lord Slosh for 5. Zelda gonna have a different set of Dodongos if this turns out to be true. Jackson loves Nintendo for 199. If Zelda already has a Master Sword, who needs Link?
That's right.
You know what? All you people who didn't want Brie Larson playing Zelda, all you people that were bitching about that being a possibility for forever, does it look that bad now?
I gotta ask you something, and you don't have to answer. But there was a Wednesday you weren't on daily, and you were gone.
When Brie
most
Larson
of the day,
was at Epic Universe,
and Brie Larson was also at Epic Universe. Coincidence? I wonder.
Well, I didn't go to Epic Universe that day, so unfortunately, no. She invited me.
I'm gonna check her Instagram story and just see if you're in the back somewhere.
She invited me. I'm not gonna like lie to you. She invited me, but I said, look, gotta wait till that hair grows back out, She cut it for that Electra play. I gotta wait for that to grow back out, man. Gotta wait a little bit.
There was that rumor. We covered that too when you weren't there. There was that rumor that Brie Larson was going to be in the Zelda film as well. That was moving around.
Sounds better and better every day, doesn't
it? Yeah. You know what they're going to do? They're going to get Bella Ramsey. They're going to put Bella Ramsey in Zelda just for you, right?
She was there. Wasn't Brie Larson there the same day that? What the fuck is the Japanese Nintendo guy's name? Miyamoto. I always think that's the name, but I always wonder if that's actually just like a technology company. I don't know. But I think she was there the same day he was, right?
The crazy thing about when she was there is that they had the actors for How to Train Your Dragon. They had the some of the directors and writers of the classic monster films, or that were a part of it. They were there at Dark Universe. They also brought out the actors from some of the Harry Potter films. They were there to cut the ribbon. And then for some strange reason, Brie Larson was there with Miyamoto in Nintendo World. So it's like they had everyone that was connected to some kind of film that was part of each portal and Brie Larson at Nintendo with Miyamoto. So
Well, I think she just happened to be there.
Yeah,
I don't think that necessarily
the
means
only
anything.
actor that just happened to be there. That's all
Well,
I'm
she has a
saying.
YouTube channel, Jay.
I'm
That's what she
just
did it
saying.
for. She posted it on her YouTube channel the next day.
Listen, ever since they announced Black Snape, nothing is off the table, in my opinion, this year. That's all I'm saying. Because to this day, that when that rumor hit, I was like, that's the stupidest thing. There's no way they're going to do that. And here we are. That's all I'm saying.
Here we are. Casey Cheeto, Casey Burnt Ends Superior. Hail the Tattoo Crew.
I got to meet Casey last night for the first time. She's hanging out with all of us in Dallas. It's awesome to meet her.
There you go. Lean back. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Hands Link a bottle of puberty blockers. The chat for 2. Ryan, watch Mario Kart or watch Mario Rage vid. You need to play again. I'm going to try to play some Super Mario Kart Switch 2 World, whatever the game's called, when we start it. I got to find a way to get my hands on the Switch 2. I can't pre-order them anywhere or whatever. So, but Jeremy wants me on that stream. So, Fencer Dario for 5. In the event of the Zelda casting is true, how the actual fuck did Miyamoto greenlight this? He's supposedly overseeing this film, a la Mario. I tend to not put a ton of stock in it personally. That's the way I feel about it.
I agree.
But I don't know Miyamoto from the next random old Asian person. So I don't know anything about him. I'm not some big Nintendo guy.
Bro,
Brian Keith.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you. Now, on the Universal Studios live stream that they did before the grand opening, one of the funniest moments were like the hosts were like, man, we've got a special guest and he's going to be talking. You guys are surprised he's going to be here. Let's turn it over to you, Dave. And it's Miyamoto, and he just walks up, he looks at the camera and waves and just walks away. They thought he was going to make some kind of speech. He had his translator with him and everything. He just like waves at the camera and just walks, and they go back to the host. They're like, okay, all right, let's keep going. And I was like, what a disaster. Oh, well, it was good.
Fun. Over on Rumble, Snacks for a buck. That's why Link is dead. He found Captain Winky. And then Dark Llama Boy for 2. They should have swapped the trans Zelda with the female Silver Surfer. Over on Locals, A Money Wilson, Ryan, Miyamoto, Mitsubishi, Toshiba, Hitachi, Psycho. Got you speaking Japanese. You do. Brian Keith for 5. They could have either found a hotter female Silver Surfer or just let Pedro Pascal play her. These movies are like roaches. They never go away. It doesn't stop them from trying to convince you that you should really go watch them, though.
That's true.
That they're really a big deal and you should care about it. In fact, I got to show this because I saw this going around yesterday. The first 5 months of 2025 have been a nightmare for Disney, not just on streaming, where a show that actually had high expectations, Daredevil Born Again, completely flopped in the ratings department for Disney. Then, of course, both of their movies that have come out in the box office so far have absolutely cratered.
Whoa.
That came out of nowhere. Excuse me. Bless me. In fact, despite the media spin, both Captain America, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts ended up being massive losers for Marvel. And now all they have left to put all their hopes on is the Fantastic Four. But Thunderbolts, we now know, is set to lose around $100 million for Disney. We know Captain America 4, with the inflated budget, that ended up losing hundreds of millions of dollars for Disney. But you know what, Jay? There's always another chance. Sam Wilson is Captain America. Stream Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World now, only on Disney+. Hate to break it to you. Sam Wilson, people love Sam Wilson as Falcon. But if the box office is any indication, if the reception of this film is any indication, Sam Wilson is not Captain America. Yeah. No matter how many times you try to repeat this shit, everyone is going to side with Harrison Ford. You might be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
Exactly.
And would it shock you to know, Jay, that after being the only new release on Disney Plus, the only movie released on a streaming service that continuously fails and fails in the ratings, wouldn't you know it? Captain America Brave New World is currently the #1 film on Disney in the United States.
We did it. We did it, boys. We did it. Round of applause. Cheers to all.
Congratulations.
It's not a flop. It's not a failure. It's #1.
Yeah. I mean, you could only achieve that on a vaunted streaming service like Disney Plus, which has nothing new releasing on it. You could only achieve that if you truly had just a groundbreaking movie. It couldn't be a flop. It couldn't be a failure. It couldn't be one of the worst things we've ever seen. I mean, it's not like this happens for terrible movies all the time. Oh, wait, where did it go? Fuck. I had it pulled up, Jay. I swear.
I believe you.
I was so ready for this.
I believe you. I
accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. Here it is.
Remember last time.
God, I'm so stupid. How could I be this stupid, Jay?
You're not. Don't beat yourself up.
It's not like this can happen all the time. The Marvels is currently the #1 film on Disney Plus for a couple days after it released. The biggest MCU disaster, one of the worst films we've ever seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This happens for every one of their movies that goes from theatrical to Disney Plus because there's nothing, very few and far between anything original, especially when it comes to movies that come out on Disney Plus at all, period. And there are some people that are already like taking this as a big win for the film, and this will shut up the haters. Bro, your movie sucks. No one watched it. Yeah. And no amount of fucking desperately coping time after time and repeating the same shit. Steve Rogers is Captain America, not Sam Wilson. Yep. Doesn't matter how many times you change the titles of these things or pretend like these characters are something else. The Thunderbolts, guess what? People didn't accept them as the new Avengers. That movie's not going to break 400 million at the box office. It's just failure after failure, man.
I love the next spin that I loved when Ryan debunked this a few months ago. The next spin is going to be, yeah, we actually made our money back because streaming services paid for accounts for another $100 million when it's like you put it on your own streaming service. How's that work? How's that go? Robbing Peter to pay Paul? Is that how it is?
Yeah, it's robbing Peter to pay Paul, taking money out of one pocket and putting it in another.
Yeah,
it's different, right? Back in the day, they could make a lot of money on streaming. Because back in the day, they were selling it to Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, we're going to give you a handful of these movies for this period of time. You give us $50 million, $100 million, whatever it might be. That's money. You're taking it from this company and putting it in your pocket. That's how all of these distribution things worked. It was great for everybody. Now that everyone's got their own, guess what? You don't have that. When you put on your balance sheet that Disney paid Disney $100 million for the rights to stream a movie that Disney made, the money doesn't work out that way, does it?
Yeah.
Now, it might look like more of a loss for Disney Plus than it did for the movie, which might make some people happy in a weird Hollywood accounting type of way. But it doesn't do anything when you look at the total sum of the money that is being spent versus loss versus gained on this entire project.
No. But that they sure do know how to, if they do anything to try to manipulate regular or their fan base, I guess they know how to do that very well with swinging numbers here and there, left and right. It's fun to watch, man. It's like that has more drama and character in it than than their own films. The special spin on saying, "We've got a great movie, everybody. Please watch."
Bro, I can't like after the disastrous box office outing of it, to start it off like, and this was a point throughout the whole movie. The whole movie, they are desperately trying to convince you that Sam Wilson is Captain America.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't work on the audience. You're still repeating this line.
No, they did the same thing in Thunderbolts too, right? At the end, they're like, "We've talked to Captain America and he's going to sue us for the name Avengers or something like that." Yeah. So they're just trying to like put that in any type of placement ever. So I wonder how big of a role he's going to have in Doomsday.
I like this. You're not Steve Rogers. You're right. No.
Gosh, and the new Falcon's not that great either. Oh, well.
Not particularly.
Good on you. Good on you, MCU.
Old Renaissance Boomer 2 Rebirth looks more like Afterbirth. I'm going to go see the dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
Anakwaman. I went and saw Mission Impossible with my dad. Good movie to go see with your dad, by the way. When the Fantastic Four trailer came on, everyone groaned when Silver Surfer appeared. Dad was the loudest because he read the comic in the 60s.
Wow.
Chris B, did G&G compensate you for the broken controllers? I don't remember. Maximus, are you retarded? Thank you, Maximus. Jesus DeVille, after gifting a membership earlier, now drops 5 gifted memberships.
What a guy. Man, he's been supporting these channels for years, man.
For a long ass time.
Yeah.
100%. Shout out Jesus. Hollywood's Accountant for 5. Hear me out. Jurassic World, but ScarJo's in a thong bikini the whole movie. Might not make sense to run around in the jungle like that, but I'm all for it.
I'm for that, yeah.
I'm all for it.
Maybe she'll do one of those things where she's like running and like a little dinosaur just claws her clothes off.
A la Natalie Portman.
She's got to deal with it, you know? Yeah.
Little Attack of the Clones Nexu action. Yeah. Just she gets clawed and suddenly the entire bottom half of her shirt comes off.
Can happen.
I respected it, especially in 2002 as a 13 or 14-year-old watching that movie. I was like, hell yeah, George Lucas. Yeah. Samuel Perez. Samuel. Ryan, you had me dying last night with your Mario Kart compilation. It wasn't mine. My wife was upset. I woke her up laughing. Wish I saw them live. Did you ever win? Yeah.
We won all the time.
I'm not as good as Jeremy. And like Jeremy and Johnny, like obviously 2 people that have no fucking lives, clearly, if they're that good at Mario Kart. But other than that, I can typically hold my own pretty well. It took me a little while because I had never played the game. So when it was first starting, it was a little bit rough. But yeah, none of those moments get shown. None of those moments get shown. The chat, Soundwave voice.
I don't know how to do that. J Superior, Ryan Inferior. It's like a robot. J Superior, Ryan Inferior. Is that how he sounds?
Isn't Soundwave a transformer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's why I let you do it. Because I don't know anything about Transformers other than their names, apparently. The chat, or vice versa.
Do a Transformers channel. Anyway,
new Transformers channel coming for Jay. Ryan Charlton, bet the same happens with Snow White too. I don't know if there's enough ways that they can try to spin that, but they will try to. At end of the year, every time we see this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if it did, like, you notice they don't do that stuff with like Deadpool and Wolverine because it made a lot of money. So it's like they'd have no need to spin it or anything like that.
Alex McCarthy, I'm late. Enter code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PL. Thank you, Alex McCarthy. Yes, you can indeed. Go check out Meta PCs. Link is in the description. Doug May, Jay, hit up Hurtado Barbecue and get the dino ribs.
I heard. Maximus says, who are you calling inferior? I was just reading the super chat. Sorry. No one would follow an uncharacteristic bore like you. All right. Respect. Is
he defending me?
Right. He's defending you and calling me uncharismatic. I get it. I was just reading a super chat. Oh, now he says, oh, sorry, it's a movie. I've totally derailed the stream. Sorry. It's a movie line. I thought you were hitting me. That's all.
He thought somebody was shitting on me. He's like, what the fuck?
It's pretty normal.
Yeah. What isn't normal is having 2 ad reads in a week, which normally we try not to do, but we had to get another one in. We did wait till the end for you guys, but I want to give a big shout out to Black Forest Supplements. We do have something to share from them, a little bit longer than normal, but stick around. We'll get back to it when we're done and make sure we get to all of the super chats very quickly. Shout out to Black Forest. Here we go. We're certainly used to talking about cover-ups, whether it's in the political space or the entertainment space or anything to do with the mainstream media. But you know what else has been covered up? The insane health benefits of cocoa flavanols. Studies have been done to show that flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your own bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. They go out to your body and they find whatever needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. But certainly, don't take my word for it. Don't take it just from me. Let me show you a clip from Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee that actually backs this up.
Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death. Yeah. Right? Over a period of time. Like a statin. Exactly. Except maybe by eating the same thing that you used to make chocolate. So we're not telling people to go out to have chocolate, which is a confection. It's got a lot of sugar and all kinds of other stuff in it. Yeah. But it's the stuff underlying it, the core of it. So
that's right, dark chocolate. But here's the thing. Flavanols are the good stuff found in cocoa beans, but they're usually destroyed during the chocolate making process. That's where Black Forest Supplements comes in. They've created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder packed with everything your body actually needs. It's only 20 calories. You can mix it with your coffee or a protein shake and it tastes amazing. This can naturally support your body's own stem cell production, not selling your soul with some of the disgusting things we've seen Hollywood elites do. And meanwhile, these same Hollywood elites are still dropping an insane amount of money on stem cell injections. Just look at the Golden Globes, where A-listers got $40,000 stem cell facelifts in their gift bags. That's right. Here's this article right here. There's a facelift in this year's Golden Globes gift bag. We have all the details on the $40,000 stem cell facelift. Well, instead of dropping an insane amount of money and doing something fairly despicable, instead, you can boost your body's own production of your own natural stem cells. The results are clear. No more brain fog, energy levels up, and it makes you feel sharper than ever. Let's be honest. Men need to stay strong, clear-headed, and at their best. No one's coming to save us. That means training hard, building endurance, fueling our bodies right, and making smart supplement choices. So here's what we worked out for you guys. Our friends over at Black Forest are going to give you a special discount. They're doing a relaunch deal of 40% off for the next 48 hours. I highly recommend you guys go ahead and get it as soon as possible because they're always out of stock. Take advantage of this while you can. Check the link in the description and the pinned comment. Stock up while you still can. Try high flavanol cocoa, natural stem cell production, and nitric oxide, 40% off for 48 hours. Go to blackforestsupplements.com/gamers. Again, blackforestsupplements.com/gamers and get in on this deal while it still lasts. There we go. Thank you guys for sticking around with us. Go check out Black Forest Supplements. Link is in the description. It'll be in the pinned comment in the aftermath of this. Appreciate you guys sticking with us through all of that one. Jay, are you excited for your day today in Dallas?
I am.
Seeing people, hanging out with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I love it. We're gonna have a good time.
You're close to the camera today.
Yeah, I know. Usually like this, but it's a small. I'm actually like. You should see my setup, dude. Like I've got the computer on my luggage, and there's wires everywhere. Thank God nothing caught on fire while I'm here. So yeah.
There you go.
That's what my face actually looks like. A little puffy, a little dark under the eyes, you know, stuff like that.
Someone said it makes you look thinner when you're close up.
Maybe because I'm leaning in. I don't know.
Possibly. But yeah, I couldn't make it out there. I do like the Dallas Fan Expo. It's been fun the couple times we've got to go, but it was not in the cards for me today, unfortunately.
Hopefully next time.
Hopefully next year. Doug May.
We got that one. I said, yeah, I heard about the dino ribs, man. So maybe Brandon or someone can take me out. I'd love to see it.
Dino ribs. Are they just really big?
I don't know. I just heard great things.
Sola Felix for Aussie 2, Captain Minecraft, and the Boar, Wakanda. Captain Minecraft, the Boar, Wakanda. Got it. Thank you, Sola Felix. Black Snape should be called Black Mamba. That's Kobe.
Yeah, I suppose.
Tobias for 2. Still desperately hoping they don't fuck up. Z2. Zootopia 2. I couldn't care less, Tobias. I couldn't give 2 fucks, but I know you really want that to be good. Amazing box of lunch for 2. El Fanny would make the perfect Zelda. Yeah, that would probably work. That probably would work, actually. Carl Anderson. Great ad, Ryan. Might want to check its audio. Sound a little staticky on my end. Could just be me. Want to give you a heads up. I think the audio was a touch off, but I think everybody understood what was coming through. So appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback for sure. And with that, I think we're all caught up, Jay.
Look at that.
I think we're all caught up. Jay's off to the con to have fun, meet people, sign books, do all that good stuff.
Yeah, should be a good time.
I have Friday Night Tides coming up 4 hours from now. So I'll see you guys there over on FNT. This is the last Geeks and Gamers Daily of the week. Actually, it's the last Geeks and Gamers Daily of the month.
Pride Month coming up.
Can't wait. My favorite. Sure, we'll have some great stories surrounding that, but you know. Gary says, see you tomorrow, Jay, in the chat.
See you tomorrow, brother. You and Quarter Black. Yeah, I'm at the table, and then they relieve me.
Here you go. So Gary will be there as well.
Table's not big enough for the two of us. He takes, he's gotta have the massive table, which I respect.
But Quarter Black too,
I don't know what he's doing there, but he's there.
The chat. Well, Jay, there is one more super chat.
Oh.
There you go. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Go check out Black Forest Supplements. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you guys for listening as well. We will talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.